Okay, this is a 2017 Mercedes E300, and we're gonna do front rotors. Should be a fairly easy short video, but we'll see what happens once we get it going. I'm just gonna pull the wheels off, the caliper. We're gonna pull the rotors out, and we're gonna put a new one in, and let's get this going. Once we take the wheel off, let's take the bolt that holds the caliper on the rotor in place. That's T25 or 30, and we're gonna use one of the bolts, the lug nuts, to hold that in case if I have to hit it with a hammer, since we're replacing those. I don't really see why, but I guess they told him we need to replace, so we'll do that. So let's pull this guy out real quick. Alright, once we pull the screw on the calipers, we need to loosen up this bolt here, and that one over there, and this is size 13/16, so we'll go from there. Once we pull the caliper on the side with those big ass bolts, set it up on the side, try not to let it hang on the brake line, and pull the old rotor out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of I'm going to scrub that with a brush, the wire brush, and I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize so it doesn't get rusty, and then it's easier to pull the caliper of the rotor out for the next replacement. I'm going to apply a thin layer, make sure it's not too much, but to be enough where the rotor will lay, where it's gonna sit. Alright. To do that, we're gonna do this here too. And I like to do also the outer layer a little bit, just like that. That way the rotors won't get stuck, because this thing gets hot, cold all the time, and this will prevent it from getting stuck over there. But once we do that, it's time to put the new rotor on. I'll get a rag and a little brake cleaner if I have. I'm not sure if I have, I might run out. But these guys comes with a coating. You can tell here it's got kind of grayish here and then metal color there, so I'm probably not gonna clean that, just because it comes with a coating and I like to keep it the way it is. So we'll just put it right there the way it is. This black thing is from the cardboard, from the box, so it's not grease or anything, so we're just gonna put it the way it is. So these rotors comes with the new bolts right there, and I'm gonna use the new ones since they already comes with the blue thread lock. So why not? If they give you new stuff, let's use them. And once you put the rotor back on place, you can use the lug nuts to align it, kind of so it doesn't slide out. And just gonna put this one on, and we'll proceed to put the caliper back on. So once we tie this guy in with the thread lock, in case you order rotors or pads, I mean rotors mostly, and they don't come with this guy, I would say just use the old one, put a blue thread lock on it, and you should be good to go. Some of you might say, oh yeah, I usually put anti-seize on that one. Yes, I usually do that on my own car because I know how I'm gonna drive it. And but most of the time these guys will come loose, and there will be a rattling noise, and we don't want that. It's a high-end vehicle, so everything was Loctite, or I mean, well, the thread lock. So we're gonna keep the thread lock on no matter what. All right, let's proceed with the caliper. So the caliper back is in position. Keep in mind that if you put a brown new rotor, and these already have an edge right here on top, you might have to separate the piston in the caliper in order for you to fit you know, the caliper with the brake pads on the rotor. But in this situation, we're replacing almost brand new rotor with brand new rotor, so I'm gonna have to squeeze, I mean, to push the pistons a little in. But if you do that, pop the hood open the brake fluid reservoir, and just suck a little bit of fluid out so it doesn't overfill, because brake fluid, you don't want to mess it around. It's aggressive fluid, so yeah, just keep that in mind. We're gonna put a little bit of a thread lock on these guys here, just right there. All right, and we're just gonna put them on. All right, these bolts here, I don't know if we're gonna be able to see or not. The big ones that hold the caliper, once you put a thread lock on them, you can torque them to 85 foot-pounds. And the lug nuts, you can torque to 110 foot-pounds. And that should be it. Then we're just gonna put the wheel back on. We're gonna lower the car, and we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So once you guys do on the other side, this will have a sensor for the brake pads. So you just have to be very careful not to mess that up. You can unplug it, and you can plug it back in, or just be careful when you put the caliper on the side, not to mess that one up, because it will just cost you more, and you have to replace that one as well. Just be mindful, please. So if you guys like the video, you know what to do.